Are you live on Instagram?
No, I might have to go on Instagram depending how many people show up here.
Yeah.
I feel like when you don't, how many do you usually get?
Maybe like 20 or something. YouTube's cool because it's all over the world.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
so is Instagram.
But you have to have them followers. Wow, not a single one. Can you make it so that they don't, like, you delete this at the end or no?
Delete it, man. I don't know, guys. What do you mean?
What's up? What's up? We got one. Are you? Are you? Wow, there's no motion on YouTube right now. That's crazy. I mean, I guess it's kind of early, right? What time is it back home? It's like 9. What's up? What's up? How's it going? How's it going? Where? What flag is that? I can't tell. It's too small for me. How goes it? How goes it? What up? What up? What up? Oh, there you go. More people are chiming in. I just want to get on here and kind of talk about what was said today. Oh, nice, Scotland. Well, welcome. What was said today by Trump with the 25% implemented on everything, which they're saying is going to be basically K trucks are going to be 50. Well, not K trucks, but any cargo vehicles going to be 50%, and then all the other vehicles are going to be 27.5%. But I'm not really sure. It's all kind of up in the air what's really going to happen. But just want to get on here and say what that would look like. Always locked in. You always have to stay locked in. What time is it now? It's like 10 something.
9:42.
9:42. No, it's 10. I think. I think it's 10 something. No, it's 10:42 here. In Japan. But yeah, no, we're not really sure what's going to happen. Like Nick said, or other people have said, the administration that's currently in place will say one thing, and then it's a scare tactic that they'll do to kind of get the countries that they want to do what they want them to do. So we're not sure what's going to happen, and we're not even sure if it's only for new vehicles or if it's going to be for all vehicles that are imported, or new parts, or what.
I read typo.
Oh, or because you're listening to what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah. So it's gonna be for new vehicles or for all vehicles that are coming into the United States, whether they're old or new. So there's that. But I mean, everybody kind of saw this coming. So if you didn't get a car imported before then, I mean, it's just gonna have to be, to be honest, whatever comes on your invoice. So at this point, it's negotiating what your invoice says when it comes into the United States, and that's pretty much it. What will happen, I'm not really sure. Yeah, basically, cars not made in the U.S. But Tiki Bunny Imports brought it up. If you watch the stories, there's nothing that's really 100% made in the U.S. anymore. Even like all U.S. based cars, some of them are like halfway assembled in one place and then brought over to the United States. So I wonder if that is going to count. I think the only car that's really 100% fully made in the United States right now, and this is information that I just heard from Tiki, is the Honda Ridgeline, which is pretty nuts. Thank you, appreciate it. Trying to keep on with the content. I feel like sometimes it gets boring when I show the same thing over and over again, but it's just part of it. We kind of exhausted all our up garages and garage offs. So yeah, so we're trying to figure out new ways to make more content for sure. And then even like today, was your 4th or 5th time at the auction today?
How many times do you want? I just want one more than you.
3, I think I've been so far. Yeah, so I think we've been to the auction 3 times. Today was one. Today was actually kind of trash. There was nothing that was worthy of getting bought. So you didn't buy anything, did you?
I wonder how much that white piece sold for by now.
Yeah, there's a white beat that Nick was trying for. We're not really sure if we got that. And then there was one Nissan or not Nissan, one Mazda B2600 that was really cool. It was basically a 4Runner. You'll see it in the vid, but we tried for that one. Not sure. It was later at night, so I went into auto bid. So we'll see tomorrow whether or not we got it. Yeah, I mean, just wanted to talk about it. Everybody's kind of freaking out about it and putting it up on Facebook. The reality is we're just gonna roll with the punches and see what's gonna happen. The hopes is that it doesn't affect the imports that are used cars, but if it does, then we kind of just have to pivot. Again, it's really gonna come down to your vendors, what they're gonna put on that invoice, whether it is that you paid such and such amount. If you kind of get what I'm saying without me really to spell it out, but if you want to private message me of what I'm talking about, you can always shoot me a message on Instagram or Facebook or my phone number, and get in contact with me that way to really tell you what's going on. But this is so public that I got to tread lightly with what I'm saying, if you catch my drift. Most American cars and parts are made in Mexico anyways. Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. I think that what the administration is doing is a lot of different things. I don't want to get into politics here because it is what it is. We can't control it now. It's just at this point, it's like got to just move forward, and imports are still going to be a thing. Nick and I were speaking, and if anything, the big body cars that are the ones that cost a ton of money probably won't be as popular anymore. Because if you think about importing like a $35,000 Skyline, that's a lot of money that you're going to have to pay with the new tariffs. But one thing to keep in mind, the price or the tariff that you pay on, it's not the overall price that you import the vehicle. So let's just run it a couple different scenarios. One, you just buy the vehicle, which is CNF price, and then what's the other price? I can't even think of it off the top of my head. But basically, it's a price for the vehicle, and then it's a price for the vehicle and the shipping. You never pay on the shipping. You only pay on the value of the car. So if you were understanding what I was saying earlier, what it really comes down to is what the price that you actually... there you go, FOB and CNF. So it really comes down to what you paid for the physical vehicle. And that's the key right there, that you need to make sure that your vendors are helping you and working with you, that you paid a better price. You know, what happens is, what gets put on the export certificate, not the export certificate, but the invoice is that happens between you guys. You could pay $3,000 for shipping and pay $500 for the car, if you catch my drift. So with that being said, that's what you're really going to have to work out with your vendors. If you got cool enough vendors to do that. Unfortunately, people like Be Forward may not be able to do that, but I think what's going to happen is that the prices are going to go up back home, and then according to that, you're just going to have to pay the price. So if you were waiting to import a car because you just weren't sure, I mean, now you're going to pay the price for not being sure. When a deal comes up, you should definitely take it. If there is one stateside, support your stateside homies that have it already. Purchase one there if you want. I think it's so new that I don't know what will happen ultimately tomorrow or 6 months from now or 2 months from now or 3 months from now or a month from now, when the time comes that your cars will actually be landing. So I would say don't panic. If you're working with me or Nick, definitely don't panic. We'll help you out in any which way that we can, but now's the time to just buy it, because if they're making it harder and harder, then if you have it, what are they going to do? The latest I saw this morning on the news was it was going to be on new cars. It could be on new cars, and then we get really lucky and they don't touch the imports, because I do not want to pay 50% on a cargo vehicle. That would be kind of insane if that was the case. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All this can possibly change by the time the car arrives to the port. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is it could be said this today, but then it goes into negotiations, and by the time it reaches a port, it could be a completely different law where it's actually maybe better, maybe cheaper or something. So if I get a vehicle, then get rims, and after the auction stuff, do I have to pay the tariffs for the rims? No, you don't have to pay for the rims and all that. In reality, you don't even have to put that on the invoice. It could be a separate invoice. So you're really only paying for the cost of the physical vehicle. So it's crazy, because you can get some cars here in Japan that are only like $50. Like K trucks, I've seen some that you could pay $50 and that's it, and then the most you're paying for is the cost of shipping it, which could be anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800, and so you would only be paying 50% of $50, which in this case would be $25, which is insane. But yeah, so let's see. Hope it won't affect use. Gonna make the more expensive stuff like Honda or the high-ace trucks nearly impossible. Yeah, but I mean, I could see this being fought in many different ways because I could understand them doing 25% across the board, but 25% on top of what's there, I could see them going back and saying, you know what, it's just 25% across the board, not 25% on top of what it already is, because it just seems nuts. But I mean, this administration has kind of been all over the place. I think they fear monger more than anything else. Yeah, containers and parts, but the thing is, even if you ship it in containers, it's still gonna have a tariff. Whether the vehicle comes on Ro-Ro, which is roll on, roll off, or in a container, you still have to pay the import tax on the same way, whether it comes in through a container or whether it comes in through a ship. Have you seen any sandbar dumps for sale in Japan? I saw one come up in auction for today, but it was in really, really, really bad shape, and I just didn't think it was worth going. I think it was a grade 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken, but it had a ton of rust, and it just wasn't worth it. We did acquire a round eye carry, which is 4-speed, but does have a C, and it is a dump. And that one was pretty cool. So if you're interested in that one, shoot me a message. I believe tomorrow we're going to go to the yard and see that one. So video to come on that one soon. Paying 25% on a 25-year-old car is crazy. 25 for 251, I guess. Yeah, it is kind of nuts that we are going to be paying that. Again, I think it's more of a fear tactic that the administration is using to get what they want from this. Tonto versus a Tri. What's your view? Nick, what's your view on that?
I don't really get the question.
Like, what do you like, the Tonto versus the Atrai? Maybe that I understood the question wrong. Would you rather?
Tonto's not import legal.
I don't know, but I'm saying for Japan.
Tonto.
For Japan, dead ass.
Yeah, it's not import legal.
No, I think I still like the Atrai, and the reason being is that CVT transmission on the Tonto is trash.
Oh, this Tonto?
Yeah.
I thought they meant just in general. Of course, the Atrai. What the hell?
Yeah, the Atrai. The Atrai's turbo. Yeah.
Better.
The Tonto is cool, but it literally has no space. I think I should make a video on the Tonto itself because it's cool for what it is. I think the crumple zone up front is cool the way they made it, where like the dash, it's kind of nuts. And I don't know if I showed it in my video, but the crumple zone is like you have a hood that's probably, no joking, about that big. So about that big, but then your dash is like double that. So everything gets pushed all the way back. So when the seats are like all the way to the back, you literally, I kid you not, is about this much space. And if you tip the seats back, then it goes like essentially like this. And you don't have a ton of space in the Tonto. But it's cool because it's got, like standard, and I don't think the amenities are all that great. I mean, the radios here in Japan suck because they don't come with Apple CarPlay.
I mean, they're both 3,000. I'm taking the Tonto.
Yeah, I mean,
but like it depends. One is import legal, one is not.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely need to make a video about it. I really appreciate what you guys are doing over there, being boots on the ground. I've been a car guy all my life, and I would like to get in touch with you guys in the future for a car. Yeah, definitely get in touch. Just know we can definitely help out in any which way that we can. Keep in mind, we're only in Japan for a limited time. I'm probably going to leave here at sometime in April, and Nick's probably going to permanently move here. I think we found him a Japanese wife, so... no, I'm just kidding on that. But hopefully we find Nick a Japanese wife and he locks in and stays here. Maybe you can bolt some seats in the back of the trucks to lower the tariffs. See, the thing is, most people don't understand this, and I don't know if a lot of people really understand this, but it's not a gray area. It's pretty cut clear. And what's cut clear about it is you could have seats in the back, you could have seatbelts in the back, but if the export certificate in Japan states that it's a cargo vehicle, which all the K trucks and all the K vans from basically 98 and older stated that, then it's considered a cargo vehicle. There's no way around it. So if you get audited and the CBP wants to come after you and says, let me look at your export certificate, you're going to get charged all those back taxes and then a fee on top of that. So Even if you wanted to bolt out seats, that would be great. What basically happened was Ford back in the day realized, okay, cool, we can do this. So they would have seats bolted in the back and seat belts bolted in the back, if I'm not mistaken. And then they would come in to the U.S. They would take them to their facility. They would remove the back seats, and then they would move on and say it's a cargo vehicle. And so Customs got a hold of that, and they basically screwed it up for all of us. So you can thank Ford for that. Let's see. Naked for the win, for sure. Naked for the win. There's a new Naked that hopefully it wasn't there last time, was it? No, but hopefully should be at the yard maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, what videos do you guys want to see? That's a great question from Nick. We need claw machine vids. Claw machine vids. Yeah, we could definitely make that happen. I have 12 claw machines. Yeah, where are those claw machines? That definitely would be really cool to make a video on those. How's the food so far? We found a yakiniku spot that's not too far from us, and we were just locked in over there. Kind of like that spot. We found like the Chipotle of, what's it called? Of Japan, which was pretty good. It's called Frijoles, right? And that was really good. We also found a place, La Rocco. So if you're ever in Japan, it's in the Chiba area. It's probably the best pizza I've had in Japan. I don't know if the best pizza in my life, but it came pretty close. It's probably number 2. Oh, the toy I'm playing with. So this is Nick's toy that he acquired. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that is a wheel. So if you watched one of my latest videos, this is the wheel with like the swoop back and then the kind of like curved butt. And then it's cool. It's got a little thing that pops the hood open. This little thing over here, and then it opens the hood. I should show you guys what Nick got, but Nick's got a ton of heater stuff that are coming very soon. Let's see. More sandbar videos. Okay, I can make a sandbar video. There's a sandbar at the lot, the newer 99s that I can make. Claw machine, food vids, and auction vids. Okay, auction vids coming pretty soon. The one that we went to today. Comfy living afternoon from Northampton, England. How about miniature drift car competition? Actually, that'd be sick. Imagine going to that.
Yeah,
Like a cake car drift. Yeah, we could go to the range thing. Yeah, we need to find out where we can. Oh, shout out Brent with the Naked in Texas. Oh, he's watching right now. Nice, you're locked in, Brent. Happy to have you on here. Yeah, the Will VI is a really cool car. The one that I wanted that you saw in the video actually sold, so that one's headed to California. So I won't be able to do much, but Nick has one that he got from the White Corner. And I mean, it's a reality, bro. We're not. Nick got one. There you go. That's it. I want to see you guys working on cars and love the long auction and car store videos. Sweet. Glad you love those. More of those are coming. We were having an issue where we couldn't post. Nick's had 2 videos that had to get taken down because at the yard where they kept the cars, they basically did not want videos made. So tomorrow we're locking in, and we can maybe make some videos of changing the tires or throw it into there.
Yeah, we're gonna do the racks.
Oh, the racks, yeah. So the racks and the rims and tires as well. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, rims and tires, yeah.
Thinking about going to Tokyo. What's a good area to Airbnb? And how about renting a car? So renting a car is pretty straightforward. It's kind of expensive. What did we pay last year for renting a car?
I don't think it's expensive. I think the expensive part is
The ETC is really expensive, which is a toll here in Japan. Oh, 140 you said?
No, the car's like $40 a day.
Yeah, you can get a car for like $40 a day. I think we had the Pro Box at that time for $40 a day.
Maybe 4,000 tolls.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like $40 in tolls depending where you go. I mean, if you're staying local in the Tokyo area and you're not driving much, the only thing I would suggest is get a car if you want to go to like Daikoku, PA. If you're trying to just kind of get around town, the subway, or not the subways, but the trains are pretty good. Taxis are pretty affordable. They're not too expensive depending on where you take them. And you'll just do a lot of walking. As far as areas to stay, shoot me a message and I can pretty much show you the Airbnbs that we've had success with. And they've been pretty good. Some are affordable, some are a little bit more on the pricier side. Like one of our favorite ones from last year was a cat house, right? The cat house was pretty cool. So if you get like a bunch of people that come with you and you split the cost across, everybody, it becomes pretty easy to do that. Let's see, conveyor belt sushi place. Oh, we do need to go to Kura. We do need.
On Saturday, actually.
Yeah, on Saturday we're gonna lock in and go to Kura. Let's see. There you go, right side riders. How are the local vehicle sales over there that are not auction like here? The states where we have Facebook Marketplace and Auto Trader and private sales. So private sales, I actually could make a video about that because there is one that I was very interested in. So I think we're gonna need to lock in and do that one. As far as like going to your local dealers, it was kind of hard. We went to a couple, but they didn't want us to take videos. I don't know why. In the Japanese culture, it's kind of like frowned upon to take pictures or videos. But if you're gaijin, if you're not Japanese, they're probably not going to take you serious because they know. So your best bet is if you want something at a local dealer is to contact. First of all, check out the vehicle yourself. See if you can hear it run. I doubt you could probably go for a test drive, but see if you can go for a test drive. And then if you like it, then reach out to Car Deal Page because that's someone that can help facilitate the deal to be able to buy the vehicle and then ship it to where you're going. But it's also kind of hard to find 25 plus year old vehicles unless that's what they do. And most of the time, if dealers have it, they know us gaijins want it. So if it's a local Japanese person coming by to pick it up, they'll probably give them a much better deal. If it's somebody like us, like gaijins, the price will literally change. It could go from like 500,000 yen to 1,000,000 yen because it's a gaijin trying to buy it because they know you're gonna cash out and want to buy it. That's what I will win. So you want the will. Jim wants the will. So if Jim wins, he's gonna get the will, Nick. More wagons and vans. We're trying. We're trying to see more wagons and vans. Jose, we'll see what else is out there. Really loving the aftermarket accessories and stuff. Tam up garages. Good. I'm glad that you guys are liking those because I feel like that's mostly the content that I've had. How many spaces are left in the giveaway? People want to go. Speaking, there's 110 spaces. Speaking of which, the sooner you guys do this one, if I'm still in Japan, I may run one myself. So if that motivates everybody to go buy 40 slots right now, and then we get this down as soon as possible. That way Nick can pick a winner. They can pick whether it's the pink Alto back home, so you have the Amazon effect, or you can pick... How many cars are there now on there? I don't even know. I haven't done the math, but you could win one of the cars that are out here and have it shipped to you. Let's see. How many spaces? 110 is what we did. How are you feeling about the 25% tariffs on the import cars? We were talking about this earlier if you joined in just now. The 25% tariffs, it kind of is what it is. We're kind of just going to roll with the punches. We're not really sure what it actually means. There's no clear answer yet. If you have an import broker that you already work with, reach out to them and see if they know what the clarity of it is. I know I have a couple vehicles coming in April that I'm trying to hopefully get cleared before they land in April, and maybe I can avoid having to pay the 25% increase across the board. But we're not really sure what's going to happen. It's just kind of up in the air as to what's really going to happen. So we're just kind of hoping that it doesn't stick or it doesn't affect used cars. A lot of people are saying that they might only do it on used cars. Tiki Bunny Imports, most of Tiki Bunny's guy. More of Tiki Bunny guy. Did you see my thumbnail, by the way, of my latest video? Because if you didn't, you should definitely go check it out, Tiki. Do you all like parts and stuff? Do you all look for parts and stuff over here? Okay, so for those that are in the live, let's make something really clear. Japan, the way that they run things here in Japan, it's very different than back home. So let's say this screwdriver is a part for your car. Back home, you could go into Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, and it didn't matter who you are. You could just say, hey, I need this for my car. Here's what I need. They give you the specs, and they say, okay, cool, here you go. In Japan, they basically make you bring in like your registration or your export certificate. They look at it, then they got to approve you, and then it can take forever for you to get a car. So like places like Autobacks might have simple things, but like if you're looking for a taillight, it's really difficult unless you have a shop that knows how to navigate that. Your best bet is to look on Bai or Yahoo Auctions to see if you can find parts. Because it's not like I have a local like Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone here that I can go and say, hey, I need a taillight for 1995 Nissan Silvia or something like that. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, I don't speak Japanese. That's the other thing. I mean, even if I walk in with Google Translate, some places will look at me like, "What are you doing?" So it's not as simple as people portray it to be. When we go to up garages, if we get lucky that someone took their old lights and they replaced them with aftermarket ones and they brought it and they sold it, then awesome. But most of the time, you're not really finding anything. I think Tiki said it best on his one of his videos. You could see a lot of GR86 parts. They're like up the wazoo because that's probably the most modified car here, and so they buy parts and then they bring in all their old stuff. I've seen the new Land Cruisers too, like the rectangular lights. I've seen a lot of those at Up Garage now, so there must be like a big tick on those. So it's really difficult for us to just say, hey, go buy me a part, like go buy me an air filter. It's like, yeah, I don't know if it's that easy. We haven't been able to figure it out. If you know somebody that's been able to figure it out, please point them in our way if they're willing to share that information. I'm glad to see Tiki made it home safe. Yes, we are happy to see that Tiki made it home safe as well. Can you find non-standard ETC readers? Find non-standard ETC readers like Hello Kitty ones, but different. Definitely. How much is a Hello Kitty one, just off the top of your head? Yeah, it's for like a Hello Kitty one's like $100. So we can definitely find them. You can find them yourselves too if you go on Buy or Yahoo Auctions, and you can find them there. I do plan on bringing ETC readers home if I'm able to source them, because out here I tried to buy them at an Up Garage, but they're like, we have to register it to your car, and I'm like, no, I don't need them registered to my car. Hey, I don't need them registered to my car. I just need it because it's going to the U.S. And they're like, no, we don't do that because it's against policy. So I had two in my hands that I was going to buy to throw on my website, and I couldn't do it, which is really annoying. Yet another thing that Japan just kind of does backwards. What do you guys want to see on my website? Yeah. Rent a car for sure. It's cheap. It is cheap. The yen is still kind of low compared to the dollar. Safe and still lag. Happy to hear that, Tiki. Nick, have you made the Google parts list? Nope. Does Japan have Facebook Marketplace? It does have Facebook Marketplace. We are trying to work out something where we can potentially go look at a car, maybe even buy the car. If you're interested in a Delica, I think it's diesel, and I believe it's four-wheel drive. Reach out to me because I can maybe facilitate that deal from start to finish. Thanks. Definitely want to go to Daikoku and maybe bring some parts back on a check bag. Hopefully they don't kill me in the import taxes. Tiki did that recently. Tiki, I don't know if you want to chime in here. I think you have, but if you want to talk about or just throw what you said. I think Tiki said when he got to the airport, he basically had to declare it as parts, and I don't know if they ended up charging him taxes or not. I think they just charged him for what they did, and I don't know if you guys watched the videos, but it was a big, massive tote with the tops. They did post that video already with tops inside of it from a cappuccino, and then a couple taillights. So it's possible to do that, and he actually got it for a good deal. I think he only paid, was it 110 or 115? He can comment below and let you know how much he paid for that. So it's possible to do that. Daikoku is very possible. Just don't take an Uber to Daikoku, especially on a Friday night. On a Thursday night, you might be okay. On a Sunday morning, you might be okay. But what happens on a Friday night is when they shut it down, Ubers can't get in. And so unless you talk to the cops to let you out the side entrance, they won't. And that's actually happened to us in the past too, where we had to like talk to the cops and basically like, our ride's waiting for us, you're not letting them in. And the cops were like, okay, let's take you out through the back, and they were able to let us out through the back. So if you plan on going to Daikoku, make sure you drive or you have a ride out of there, in and out of there, I should say. The Sarah was awesome in the parking show. Oh, yeah, at the parking show, it was really. That's Daikoku. It was really cool. What up, Rob? What's it called? I haven't before. Just now, my thumbnail. Stubborn continues. Are you still going to a junkyard in Japan? I don't know. Do we plan on going to a junkyard in Japan? I think if we can but if we can find somebody that can take us to a junkyard, the plan would be to go to a junkyard. Again, it's probably not what you guys are used to. We don't, like, if you go back home, or if you go to a junkyard at home, unless it's a pick and pull, which they don't have that here in Japan, as far as I'm aware, you don't usually see vehicles that are over 25 years old. So Japan's very much of the same thing. We can probably go to junkyards, but what's going to happen is we're going to see vehicles that are probably from, starting 2000 and early 2000s at the most, and they're very far and few in between to maybe even nothing, because most people know that if they have a vehicle that they can part out, they'll usually put all the parts on for sale on Buy. So that's where you most of the time will find it. But I would love to go to a junkyard and find places that can get us parts for like local vendors that we can trust. Also, when you guys can, a little bit closer look and coverage on some of the old school cars. I'm from Puerto Rico, and our crew has a big interest in those cars as well, and sell a lot here. The perfect person to ask about Puerto Rico stuff, who's got it nailed down literally to a tooth, is Josh from 8404 Imports. I don't want to encroach in his territory, but he's got it down. I could definitely look into like showing more of that in my videos, but if someone knows how to do it like from start to finish, and then there's what's his other name, Christian, I think it is. Do you know Christian's last name or no? I don't know Christian's last name, but he's very locked in Puerto Rico. So between Christian and Josh from 8404 Imports, those are probably your best bet if you're trying to get stuff into Puerto Rico. They can definitely help and facilitate. Obviously, it'll cost because knowledge is definitely key to knowing what to do, but they know what they're doing. I was talking more aftermarket. You mean Smiley LLC? Do you mean more aftermarket as far as parts go, or what do you mean by that? I would love to buy a garage out here. I think that would be the ultimate goal, is to have like a Way Before the Fame garage or a MendyImports garage. And we like drive past these like empty lots all the time. We're like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to have all this lot so we can just buy cars from the auction, bring them here, put like underglow, put H4s, put tri-spokes and everything, and then just send them off to you guys. That would be really cool. And it would be cool to live out here full time. But I don't know if that's a reality for me, at least. Let's see. You ever thought to import European cars as well? Yeah, the Euro spec cars, definitely something that I've thought about. It depends on it. I don't want to import a Euro spec car that's not going to move. I've seen it kind of happen with others. You can still get your money's worth, but I definitely would love to import Euro spec cars, whether it's from Japan or whether I go to Europe and source them. I think it'd be really cool because I think there is a market for them. Like the Beamer boys love the old school Beamers, but it's just learning how to navigate shipping the car from Europe over to the US, because it's not as easy. The reason I am so locked into doing cars in Japan or from Japan to back home is because there's literally a shipping line. They do this on a constant, and so if I can lock in and figure out how they do it from Europe to America when they bring Volvos over and all that, I would love to, but I just don't know that yet. I know Alex, the guy that I work very closely with, who helps me import a lot, actually everything that I import. He's done one from Germany, and it was kind of a pain. It was difficult, and it's not as easy as doing it here in Japan, where you buy the vehicle, then deregister, and then they send you all the paperwork, because it's a whole new thing. Like, you have to learn, because I think they give you a physical title, and then you have to register the car. What's cool is you end up keeping the plates from those instead of losing the plates like you do here in Japan. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. I would love to navigate those waters to bring cars from Europe and Euro spec cars. Let's see. Do you guys charger more than Buy or Yahoo auctions to ship anything from Japan, or about the same? Well, so we're working on that to see what we can do about shipping things from here from Japan. Unfortunately, Japan Post is kind of expensive, so it might be comparable to it, but it's if we're sourcing the parts. It's if we're able to get the parts. So sometimes it's easier for you to go on Buy and just order it. There are people dedicated for parts. If you shoot me a message, I think I can give you a couple different people, or at least one or two different people that you can contact. The issue is I've never been able to land a solid person that I can say, hey, I need this, I want this, help me out, and stays on task to make that happen. I really wish I could, but I just haven't landed a way to do that. Charge. Nick, what up? Conrad saying, what up, Nick?
I'm not saving that sandbar.
He says he'll save you that sandbar. He's got a sandbar coming at home.
The toy, remember the toy?
Oh, the toy. Yeah. Tiki Bonnie Import said, I had to declare car parts and bring them to customs to prove their value. If it breaks a specific amount, you have to pay extra. So it sounds like he may have not had to pay an extra amount. Did you? Yes, I did watch your video. He posted that he paid 115. Thanks. How was the auction today? Any cool finds? There was a couple cool finds. I feel like it was more of a trashier day. It was actually like a lot more cars because last Thursday was a holiday, so there was kind of like I guess more cars that didn't go through last Thursday, so they were probably pushing them to where the point where we normally park, they had us park somewhere else, which was interesting, and they put the cars there. But there wasn't anything that was like super worthwhile. You have to remember that these auctions are mainly for every single car in Japan, so you get like basically brand new cars, all the way to like cars like ours or like crash cars and all that. But there wasn't anything significant to talk about other than a Beat, an SMX, a couple K trucks. I think there was one landed, kind of went on an expensive side, but I think that one's bought already. And then I tried for a Mazda B2600, which is really cool. It's not the pickup truck; it's the almost like the Forerunner edition, if that makes sense. So that one was pretty cool. So I'll know tomorrow whether or not we won it. Let's see. Mendy, do you drink? Try Golden Gal in Shinjuku. I personally don't drink. Nick, do you drink? Nick doesn't really drink. Nick will drink occasionally here and there if it's an special occasion. If a girl buys him, what's it called? A drink, parts. Also, I paid 115. Oh, so Tiki paid 115,000 yen, which equated to what's it called? $80 or 115K. Yeah. Your ultimate goal is lame. What do you mean by this? My ultimate goal is lame? I would like to know what that means. That WBTF Wendy Garage Japan would be... Oh, Mendy Garage would be dope. It would be very dope. What up, what up, what up? Stuff like doilies, wheels, steering wheels, lights, and other oddball stuff. Yeah, I wish I had the clear answer for that, but the clear answer is buy your Yahoo auctions. Most of the time you can find a lot of things there. Can you import vending machines from Japan, Nick? The question is will you pay for it? Yes, it can be imported. Nick can definitely help you with that. He said send him a deposit right now, and he'll be willing to do it. Nick is working on something himself, so I guess stay tuned for what he's what he has to say about that. How's it going, Bob Jones? Hopefully you're still here. I'm still trying to get through the comments. Nick needs a JDM wife. Yes, Jose, he definitely does. What up, Dave? Thanks for all the info. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. We appreciate you guys watching the videos, liking, commenting, subscribing, and then sharing it too. It helps. It really does to solidify that what we're doing is people love it. Megazip shipping is really cheap. They have all the parts. Well, there you go. Megazip. Megazip's a great.
Doesn't have blow-off valves.
I know Megazip does not have blow-off valves, but there you go. If you need specific parts for your vehicle, Megazip's great. But they don't have blow-off valve. But if you want to go through, what's it called? Through Buy or Yahoo auctions, you can definitely find stuff like blow-off valves. Let's see. You could go to a hot spring, although finding ones you can film, that might be hard. Yes, it is hard. One of my favorite things in Japan are unsuns. Like, they are my jam. We were staying at a hotel that we call the Onsen Hotel, but basically we had like a hotel room, but it had an onsen downstairs. And let me tell you, if you don't do this, you should try this in your life. But basically, go from really hot water to really cold water. Stay in the really cold water until your body just like almost feels like it's gonna shiver, and that's it. Like, you literally just stay still, and it feels great. And then you go back to warm water, and then you go upstairs to your room. It'll literally knock you out. Take my word for it.
Tell me you're naked with other dudes.
I was naked with other dudes. That's a thing that happens in Japan. Like, I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. It's the culture out here. Like, their dinglings will be rocking out with no exceptions. Let's see. Hey, how's it going, Aaron? Bro, vending machine sales videos. I guess we could we still need to go to that wheel place where they have a bunch of vending machines, and a bunch of wheels. What? junkyard content while you're there. I no promises on the junkyard content, but I'll see what we can do. I was wanting to do it, but it's not as easy as it seems. How hard would it be for you guys to organize your own car meet over there before you leave? Dang, that I think would take a lot of motion to do.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
I don't know. You don't want to put it out there? I mean, I don't know how many. I know who would go is the only question to that question is I don't know if there's other people in Japan that would go that would be a part of it, then I would say yeah, let's run it up. We are trying to infiltrate the system. I think it'd be really cool to do it. I mean, just showing up to Daikoku would be really cool. I don't know that anybody really knows this in Daikoku. Nick's a celebrity here. Like, we have to get him a bodyguard for the next time we go to Daikoku. Because he was, like, all the fanboys and fangirls were coming up to him trying to get autographs from Nick's. No, I'm just kidding. But there were a couple people that recognized Nick from YouTube. Let's see. Amazing idea. Vending machines is cool. But sneaker washing machines is cooler. What's a sneaker washing machine? Never heard of it. I'm gonna have to look this up. Are you guys gonna visit All Things JDM? I don't know, Nick.
I don't think he's in America.
We're not sure if he's here or if he's in America, but Nick is good friends with All Things JDM. He actually got him a jacket, so the plan is to go visit him if he is here, but we don't know if he's here or not.
Yeah, pretty sure he's in Orlando.
But he might be in Orlando, so yeah. Would it be possible to change the wheels and bumpers on a vehicle before it gets shipped? Depending on the vehicle. Like a Z, you said?
Honda Z.
Oh, Honda Z? Oh, wow, Rob, coming at you hard. Yes, it's possible. It's just a matter of whether you have the parts there. If you want us to source the rims and tires, sure. If you have them already sourced and you can get them delivered to where the vehicle is being held, then yes, definitely. We could even have it done while not being here. It's just something that it's just an additional fee that can get done. But yes, it can be done. Is your washing machine running? No, I'm not going to go catch my washing machine. They have that in most laundromats in Japan. Like a shoe laundry machine. Then I'm going to have to go to a laundromat and check it out. What?
That's not what the difference is.
Yeah, what is the difference? Is it just like a smaller one that kind of washes your shoes? I'd be curious to know. Yeah. Live's been really long, and I appreciate all the people that have kind of stuck around. We've had like 30 plus people in here. Are there any other questions that you guys may want answered while we're on here? Well, I should say while I'm on here. Nick's just I'll show you. Nick's just locked in over here, trying to make vids for you guys as well, and trying to source parts and whatnot. Hello, Young Jay. Thank you. Appreciate you enjoying the content. What are your fees at the Port of Baltimore? My fees are $500. I will get you the car from point A to point B, meaning from Japan to America, cleared, and I can help you source, transport as well, or depending on where you have it, I can probably transport it for you. What the fees of Baltimore Port are, I'm not really sure. If you have the option to, don't ship to Baltimore. Baltimore's kind of a pain in the butt. I know a lot of people do go to Baltimore, but Baltimore can really break your balls if they really want to. Like, if it comes dirty at all and they want to just pick it from the litter, they will literally pick it and hold it and make you pay for a ton. Pretty straightforward. Is if you're able to get it to New Jersey, if you're in the Midwest or somewhere not on the East Coast, I would ship it to New Jersey and then have it shipped from New Jersey to wherever it is that you're looking to get. The current fees, well, Norton Lilly had a $50 fee, but Norton Lilly's no longer doing. They're finishing what they already had on their ships, but they're no longer shipping used cars to America. So now it's changing. That was another controversy that I can go over in just a second. But basically, MOL is going to be the new shipping company that's going to be carrying our cars, and I don't know what they're charging for as far as their fees. I know that the port fee in back home was $35 for New Jersey, and then it went from $35 to $39.20. Don't ask me why I went to $39.20, but it did. But I don't know Baltimore's. I think Baltimore's are much higher anyway. And you need a TWIC card to get to Baltimore. So in theory, let's say you wanted to fly in and pick up your car. I could also help get it registered in the state of Virginia for you, get you tag and title. Sometimes before the car gets to the port, but sometimes it's just afterwards. But I've a lot of people fly into Newark. It's like a 20-minute Uber from the airport to the port, and then they'll drive it home, which is a pretty cool experience in my opinion, especially if you have a car service or if you're confident that your car will make it with no issues from the port to home. And you can ask that from your vendor or if you get it serviced and whatnot. So I don't know for Baltimore how much it is. Let's see. Thank you, appreciate you guys. It has a dryer too, pretty cool. Try it. I will definitely have to try it. Very locked in. Got to respect the hard work. Thank you, appreciate it. We're always trying to stay locked in. Why not rent an apartment versus an Airbnb jumping? So because we're Gaijins, they don't give us the ability to have a phone number here. I think there is the ability to do that, but Japan is very restrictive on what they do to keep it very closed off to their culture, so not anybody can just come in and kind of set up shop here, which I respect to some extent. But it's not like Nick and I can just go on and say, hey, we want to rent this apartment for a month, because it just usually doesn't work that way. You have to be either like a resident or a citizen or a permanent resident or whatever for here for them to rent you. Nick, you tried that before, right? You were gonna.
Yeah, you just can't just like a credit card, phone.
Yeah, you can't get a credit card here. You can't get a phone. Can't get a bank account. It's pretty hard. They definitely keep it very close, so it's not like we can just go and rent an apartment.
Things like that, right?
No, in America you can be an illegal and you can go rent an apartment like nothing.
Legally?
Not legally or illegally.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe here. Yeah, I'm sure.
person that
Yeah,
lives
we
in
could
that.
find like one of my Mormon peeps and see if they want to rent a.
Like we can live in legally.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I mean, in theory, there is the way, the loophole, the illegal way of doing it, but it's not like as easy as anybody can make it seem. You have to have connections, and I can't say that I've made the connections for that. I've been trying to source like somebody that can let us crash on, for me at least. I speak for myself, that'll let me crash on the couch because I would like to make a trip back and forth to Japan at least every other month, just to source inventory, just source parts when when I need to. But and the other thing too is depending on where we go, it's difficult because if we go to Osaka and Nagoya and we rented an apartment here, there's no point to have what?
It'd be cheap though.
It'd be cheap.
Yeah, an apartment, probably $1,000 a month.
Yeah, I mean it probably would be cheap to have an apartment, but again, it's not as easy as that. But so Airbnb jumping is kind of the easiest thing that we've been able to figure out now. The reality was we needed to get here, we needed to have a place to live, and so a roof over our heads. So yeah, so that's kind of why we didn't do that. And it also depends because when Nick got here, he was by himself, so it didn't make sense for him to have a whole house. But now when Tiki and I got here, we needed a house that could house all of us. And then when I'm here with Nick, again, we need a place that can house both of us comfortably. Can we live a little bit more frugally? Yeah, but for our mental health, like we don't want to come into, what do they call those pod hotels where it's literally
Capsule hotels?
the what?
Capsule.
Hotels where it's just like walls like this and that's all you have. Because when let me show you guys so you guys understand what I'm talking about. We can't just simply decide, hey, let's go live in a capsule hotel, because when you see luggage like this, I'll spurse out, and just to give you an idea, all the goodies that Nick is getting. This is all Nick's hoard so far. So I'm sure he's going to bring that in the mirror walkthrough at some point. But we got some heat here. We got a white beet, which is really cool. We got a red beet, which is also really cool. A full-size cappuccino, like not full-size, but a bigger cappuccino, a white cappuccino. We got this really cool thing, an SMX, it's an SMX lowdown. He got this, a Supra. I'm spoiling it for you guys because you should be part of his Patreon. And then like an Initial D remote controller with lights. So stuff like this would not be able to be passable if we were in a capsule hotel. Again, it would be really cool for us to be able to land a place where we can live. So if anybody that you guys know in Japan is renting out a place where we can live, definitely point them in our direction. That's one thing that I do want to land, is figure out a way where I can bring my whole family at some point and kind of chill out here and whatnot. Let's see. How is it to ship to Seattle? I'm 2 hours from there. To Seattle, I would say Tacoma's your best port.
It's like Baltimore.
But it's just like Baltimore. Tacoma's actually even worse, what I've heard. They you can set up an appointment for Tacoma, and then they can just be like, no. But there's people that do it. I know Scott from Special K, I think, does it through there. OK Garage does it through there. But you have to really be keened into that. So if you have a question about that, definitely reach out to them because they have it down to a T. Just like I know how to navigate Jersey, I can walk in and walk out with your car pretty quickly. I'm sure Scott and Kevin from OK Garage have it down. If you have any questions for them, just hit them up. My best bet for you is just throw them a couple bucks when you ask them questions, and I bet you'll get them to open up and say everything. Because sometimes you need to pay for information, if that makes sense. Can you address the K-car import tax? Isn't it in addition to non-K JDM imports? When I started the live, we addressed this, but I'll readdress this again just for those people that are kind of chimed in and out. We're not sure what's going to happen. It's just kind of there. From what I've heard, is not tentatively signed. Nothing's in effect, but I might be wrong. Could it stay forever? Yes, it could stay forever. Will it stay forever? I don't know. I really don't know. But as I was addressing it before, and maybe I'll post this live so you guys have it, is you may just want to work with your vendors to help you out on what the actual price of the vehicle is versus what the price of shipping is. And if you understand what that means, great. If not, then shoot me a message and I can definitely tell you more in private about that. But really what it's going to come down to is when you import a vehicle to the United States, and I say this again, I'll probably have to say it again at some point, there's a FOB and CNF. Basically, it's how much it costs to ship it and how much the actual physical cost of the car is. If it's, let's just put it to you this way, if you paid $1,000 for the car and then it's $1,500 for the shipping, you don't pay the tax on the $1,500. You only paid on $1,000 for what you paid for the car, and that's where working with your vendors will be really beneficial for you and helpful. That you pay as low as possible for that vehicle, if you get what I'm saying. So again, if you want to shoot me a message about that, I can definitely help out with that. Shout out to David for the little for titles and tags. Yeah, if you need titles and tags, just reach out. I can definitely help you get them. I go through Virginia. In reality, I should shout out Matt from New England Mini Trucks. If you want to bypass me and go directly to him, you definitely can. The fee doesn't change much more, but obviously we all have to eat. So if you want a tag and title, it's $500. If you want just the title, it's $450. So I can definitely help you out with that. Reach out if you need any of that. All your videos have been super. I can't sit through an hour at the lots though. Hey, totally get it. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can pause it. Huh?
I'll leave a like at least.
Yeah, just at least drop a like or a comment. That's very helpful. You don't have to sit through the entire videos, but it helps the algorithm with you. Just even if you shared, that's really helpful too. I don't expect everybody to watch all the videos that I produce. If you can, that's great. Jim, if I get a car through Cardio Page and Nick, can I get it painted in Japan? I think that would be cheaper. The reality is yes, you can pretty much do anything that you want in Japan, but when do you want the vehicle? Do you want the vehicle today, tomorrow, or a couple months from now? There's probably a bunch of different people that want the same thing, so it's a matter of when you're going to get in the queue and when you're actually going to get the vehicle. So if you're not pressed for time and you want the vehicle painted, we can definitely make that happen depending on the color. Sometimes it is cheaper, sometimes it can be more expensive, but yeah, Cardio Page can source that. It's going to take a lot longer, and you have to pay for the vehicle up front in order for that to happen. And yes, it can be done, but it's going to take long. It could be anywhere from 3 months to maybe even a year, but I don't know. I bought the Atlas Loco that I'm finally getting. I bought that back in July when I was here last year, and I'm finally getting it, and that was getting serviced. But that's a whole other fiasco. We're trying to narrow down the times for servicing vehicles and getting the vehicles painted to see if we can get that down to a better time. Also, depends where the vehicle is in Japan. If it's in Nagoya or Osaka, they tend to be a little bit faster. If it's in Yokohama, they tend to be a little slower because the demand is much higher here in Yokohama. Let's see. All of your vids have been super. Yep, I saw that. Jimmy, how often do scissor lifts pop up at the auction? And is there an obvious visual way to identify that they're scissor lifts when the bed is resting in position? Jimmy, that's a very good question. I have not seen one while I've been out here, and it's been about 3 weeks, maybe going on 4 weeks now. When they come up, everybody knows what they are, and everybody tries to go for them. So you got to get your Sorry, I bounced off of the live, but you got to be able to pay for it. And so the possibility is yes. How can you tell? The bed normally has like a pivot, but the beds normally sit a little higher, and you can kind of see a control box. If you see like a little box on the driver's side on the right on the bottom, you can kind of tell that they're scissor lifts. And sometimes they'll state it that they're scissor lifts, but it's difficult to tell. Unless I see it in picture, I won't really be able to tell. Let's see. Let's see. It bounced me off. Okay. I don't own a K car, but I've been very educated thanks to you and Nick. But it's my goal to get one there. Get there a place here in Oldsmere, Florida. But he's drastically expensive. The reality is look, there's dealers, and they charge their fees. And then there's importers like Nick or I or somebody else that does this as a full time that doesn't charge as much as a dealership. Remember, they have overhead costs. We don't have overhead costs. And everybody needs to make money at some point. So they may be really expensive, but they might be worth it at the same time, because if it's something that you're looking for specifically, then you may be able to get it right away. I call it the Amazon effect, right? So if you click and buy and this says 2 days, you'll get it in 2 days. That's guaranteed 2 days. So if you want that, if you want to go sit in a car, if you want to go look at the car and you want it right away because you want to start driving it for the summer, X, Y, and Z, then get it. Go and get it. But if you're willing to be patient, if you want to save some money, not time, but if you want to be patient, that's when you go through somebody like Nick or I, or Japan in general, and get a vehicle out here. It'll take some time, but then ultimately you can be a little bit more picky, and you can kind of set your price, and depending on what your price is, if it's realistic, we'll let you know. If not, then you kind of will know either way. Let's see. I hope that answered the question. We know Nick had mentioned that he's from the DR. Where are you from? I was born in Venezuela, so I'm from Venezuela. My dad was Colombian, or is Colombian, I should say. So I'm half and half of that. But I've been here in the United States since I was 7, so I don't have much of an accent for that, or at least I hope I don't. But I am from Venezuela, so I speak Spanish fluently. I don't write it and read it all that well, but I am from there. Just gotta find that JDM wife for Nick, so you all have a place to crash. I agree, Nick. Can you find a wife so we can have a place to crash? He's trying. Are the rooms really tiny over there? It depends. For the most part, if you're in an Airbnb like this, they're kind of decent. I think in one of my videos I showed the whole Airbnb, or I will show the whole Airbnb in one of my videos if I haven't done so. Listening to you guys in Tampa, Florida while driving to my Alto works. That's sick. Big Red. Super happy to hear that. We are looking for parts for your car. We're looking for wheels. We're on the hunt for them, so stay tuned for that. You have to have Japanese bank account to have an apartment. It's the only way to pay electricity and everything. Nick might be able to if he's officially employee of Nick. Yeah, then there you go. You explained it perfectly. Let's see, appreciate it. When I get crypto rich, I'll be coming to you guys for a POW. Cool. When I get crypto rich as well, I will be getting a POW myself, or figure out, I should say. I got my money in XRP. We'll see if that ever takes off. I think you have money in XRP too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nick, you and I will all get crypto rich. They have a ton of free house and lots in Japan. It's a fixer-upper, though. If it was that easy for me to go and buy a fixer-upper, I totally would. But again, what most people don't realize, you can buy that fixer-upper, but the most expensive thing in Japan is to get rid of the trash. So if that house has a ton of trash, good luck. Try walking down the street and throw out trash and tell me how it feels, because it's the most mind-boggling, most terrible thing here in Japan, that you have a place to throw out trash, but you don't have a place to throw out trash, and they don't want you to trash the floors, but you get a lot of foreigners that just sometimes things fall out of their pocket. Not me, I'm pretty good about that, but I hate having to carry my trash and throw it out. Just put a trash for us to be able to throw it out. Like every other major city in the world has it. I don't understand why Japan does it. Sorry, that's my rant. One of the items that's most often is needed are windshields. What's the best way to source windshields? Most economical way to ship them? That is a question I do not have the answer to. The only answer that I can give you is GNR Imports might be your best bet, or Yahoo Auctions, and then going through somebody that's ballsy enough to ship it. I know Ray from Anything Wheeled has had it done, and that's probably the most economical way. The reality is if you need a windshield, it's not going to be economical. It's going to be expensive. Get yourself Haggerty, and then you can probably go through them, and you can source it, and they'll pay for it. That's probably the most affordable way to do it. Just don't get dropped by them or by Gertie or any of the other ones. It's crazy to watch all three of you guys each day. I know it will calm down. Yes. I'm at work watching this right now. That's awesome. Happy to hear that. Y'all's videos have been great. You've got me wanting cars I didn't even know exist. Can't wait to get you all on my next import. Yes, I want cars that didn't even know exist. Like, I didn't know about the Will VS, and we saw Will VS today. That's a 6-speed Will. Nick goes, I don't know what Toyota was on, but there's a Will VI, which is nuts. And then there's a Will VS, look it up. And then what's the other one?
I don't know.
It's like a Will something. But, oh no, it's a Siphon or?
I don't know. Only saw it. I don't know.
There's like 3 class of Wills that Toyota made, and they're pretty rad. Let's see. Mendy, I think you can have more clients outside of the U.S. Show recent cars also. BTW, your videos, and that's from WBTF. They're cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I would love to get more clients from elsewhere. If I can get clients from Fiji, like, I could get you some Type R's. I could get you some Valfires or Fire, and I'll gladly do that. The reality is yes. It's just whether or not how easy the import laws are. So if there's somebody that's out there in Fiji and can understand what I'm saying because of translation or whatnot, and I might sound super racist by saying that, but if there's somebody out there and they want to work with me, run it up. I'll make it happen. I took XRP from 62 cents to $2.42. I took it when it was at like 56 cents. So I don't even look to see what it's at now. Can you give me a shout out? Can you give a shout out to my cousin Dixie Wrecked? Nick, wow. Oh my gosh. Bob Jones, those wheels are dope. Yes, the wheels are dope. Look them up. There's three different wheels that are out there. Don't be scared to import a car, Mendy. It's definitely good to make business and affordable, good prices. Oh, I appreciate that, Jose. Yes. If you need help importing cars, just let me know. Try and be as fair as possible with everybody. Let's see. Must bang inside a tiny car. Also, I'm also at work watching this, hiding in the restroom. Oh man, don't get in trouble, guys. But thanks for being part of the live. Let's see. You're from Venezuela. I'm from Suriname. Nice to see a neighbor make it. Thank you. Yes, it's nice to see. It's nice to see you on here, and hopefully you made him. Yeah, what do you guys think we'll get to 100K? By the way, like that's when Nick and I is $1 million question. What video do we need to do? Like, do we need to go to Thailand and have Nick go on a date with a lady boy? Will that get him to 100K, or do we need to just like set the Tri on fire because it blew the head gasket? Like, what do you guys think will get Nick to 100K or me to 100K as well? Will was a cross-company campaign to market to young people. They made Will toasters and fax machines and cars and all that sort of crap. I didn't know that. Did you know that? That they made like toasters and all that other stuff? That's pretty cool. That's something new. Shout out to Jim. I did not know that. Do an OF to get 100K. What's an OF? Oh, OnlyFans. That's a thought. I mean, I do have pretty sexy feet, so I could do an OnlyFans of my feet. When Nick gets the JDM wife, he will for sure get to 200K.
Why?
He wants to know why. He wants to know why that'll get him to 200K. So maybe that will be the thing that gets him to 200K or 100K. Any other questions before we pop out of here? He said, why not?
It's like, whoa, like,
I think they're saying you would get so much motion if you get a JDM wife. Nick's locked in. Nick's not ready for a wife, and a wife is not ready for Nick either. Because the way I hope you guys understand that, like, the way that Nick locks in is in a new level. Like he's locked in currently, like just sitting there, and Nick, I'll be asleep and Nick's awake. Like Nick goes to bed at like 3 a.m. and wakes up at 6, and I don't know how he functions with that schedule, but yeah, only Figaro's is what you need to do. So Figaro, yeah, instead of OnlyFans, OF, it's only Figaro's. I like that. That's Duncan. That is Duncan. I'm gonna start a page called Only Vans or Only K Vans because I think that would be really cool. We do both have Patreons, so if you guys want to join the Patreons, I'm sure a lot of people that are on here are part of it. So shout out to you. Thank you for being a part of that. Let's see what else. If you guys come across a cake ice cream truck, reach out to my brother. I own an ice cream truck company here in Florida. I will definitely reach out. The reality is I have one at home that can be ready to go. It's a little pricier, but if you reach out, I'm sure we can work out a deal. It's the one that, you know, pops up and down. But you're maybe looking more for one with refrigeration and all that. I don't know that they exist out here because the way that they do things out here is kind of crazy. Like they don't need. Yeah, I don't know that they have ice cream trucks, but it's kind of crazy the way that they do things out here. It's just it's very different. They can work in spaces about this big and make it happen. Like K trucks, you see people making crepes. It's insane. My video that's gonna come out about the Itasha. Yeah, there's a guy that at the yard. His name is Rice Man. It's legit. I'm not even making that up. We actually found out where he lives, not in a creepy way, but our Airbnb was right by his house. Our first Airbnb actually, but he literally works out of a K-van where he has 3 big pots con caldos with like chicken, rice, and what was the other thing that he had? Probably like beef stew. And he's on his knees and he's got a bench right in front of him, and he'll scoop everything out, put it in a plate, put it in a bag, and sell it to you. And it's all cash transactions, so they don't need very much space to work out here with what they got. Let's see. Do you guys have a Facebook group? Can I be a moderator? LOL. We should get a Facebook group going. That'd be really cool. What is the meaning of life? Confused cat. Meaning of life is what you make it mean. Because my meaning of life is completely different than you. So, confused cat, you tell me what the meaning of life is. Have you guys gotten a haircut in Japan? Nick, you were about to get one.
I'm
Nick's gonna get one and he'll make a video. Yeah, before he goes on a date with his Japanese girl, aka Yellow Shirt. Great seeing you guys live in person. Locked in is the way to be. Yes, Bob, I agree. Thank you. How are the barbers out there? I don't know. I haven't done it, but we'll find out. I'm sure they're very JDM. What that means is you kind of have to come out here for you to really understand. Maybe I'll put it in my video so you guys can understand what's all the options on a Honda K-Van. Depends. Are you looking for Battle Digital is actually a great person to help out with that, to be able to see all the different things that you can have on a K-Van, especially of the year. Let's see if you guys come across a K ice cream. Yeah, I saw that already. Confused cat. How many bodies will fit in a K truck, and how long will the refrigeration help hide the smell? Well, it depends. Inside of a K-van or inside of a refrigerator K-van? Because now we're getting into technical questions. Now, let's see. If it's a refrigerated K-van,
somehow I just downloaded all the footage and unplugged this. I have to go over.
Wow, that sucks. But yeah, on a K-van, on a K truck, you can't really fit all that much in the front, and in the back it's going to be exposed. So if you want a refrigerated one, there is a refrigerated one. And it depends if you're talking about American bodies, if you're talking about a woman, if you're talking about a man, or if you're talking about Japanese bodies. In that case, I don't have a firm answer. I know that I probably, well, it is 6 feet tall, so you could probably fit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 across, maybe 8 high, but I might touch the compressor up there. So you do the math. What's 4 times 8? 32. So about 32 Mendy's you can fit in a refrigerated truck, if that makes sense. That's body-wise. I weigh 285 pounds, so it's going to be kind of hard to get 32 Mendy's inside there, but I think you can make that happen. Um, I love the questions that are coming. And to hide the smell, as long as you keep the truck on and the refrigeration on, I'm sure you can hide the smell for a good little while. Ooh, Nick, going on a date with a JDM gal. That's the plan. He may have to pay for it, but he may be going on a date with one soon. They'll make you look like anime after a haircut. That's funny. Imagine. I don't think you can make Nick look like an anime. I think you would have to add a wig to make Nick look in.
I gotta go through it.
Yeah, a Goku wig. Let's see. I tried already, and better get a dump truck. Yes, better get a dump truck. You're right. Is Nick a try fix yet? We don't have the answer to that yet.
It's not. The answer's no.
Well, the answer is no. So waiting on parts for that. So stay tuned for that. We're not sure when that'll happen. If you remember when you guys get back, reach out to me here at Joe Snow Quality Ice Cream in Florida. I own a 1963 extremely rare walkthrough. I love you guys to see. I would love to see that when I get down to Florida. I definitely want to check that out because there's a lot of homies in Florida that would like to go visit. You could do karaoke. I've been trying to get Nick and Tiki to do karaoke, and they did not want to lock in. I think they were afraid that I had a voice of an angel, and that's why they did not want to. Do you see any light aces and town ace trucks out there a lot and around? How much do those go for the same price as a mini truck or a little truck or more? The reality is they are out there. As far as import legal, not as much. I think I saw Bongo in my last video that's already live. They're usually in rougher shape because they're used for work vehicles. So if you find them, usually snatch them up. Best place that I've found so far, excuse me, for those types of like the full-size body trucks is I've seen a lot of them on B Forward. They don't usually come up on auction all that much because if they do, B Forward's usually getting them. But I may be wrong. Not the auctions that I've been looking at recently. Next?
Yeah.
All right, I might go live on Instagram next. Let's see. I don't even know what you guys do, but so far I like this stream. Hey, Confused Cat, welcome to the stream. We're here to import cars. I appreciate you being here. Maybe hit subscribe and like on a couple of the videos. If you watch a couple of videos, you know what we're talking about. Let's see, Right Side Riders. Make sure the girl he's going on a date with is not a JDM, which is a Japanese domestic mistress. So don't get a Japanese domestic mistress. Nick's wondering why. I mean, he can. Any Mighty Boys incoming? I haven't seen any Mighty Boys. Have you?
I seen a black one off the
Nick saw a black one. Was it good or was it clapped?
It was grade 4. It was really nice.
Grade 4 and really nice. It went. It's already gone. I have a lot of friends in Kiwanawa. I can find a wife for Nick if he's serious. Is she Japanese is the question, and if so, no, it's not Okinawa. He said Kaganawa. Is she Japanese? Nick's wondering. Nick says, is she Japanese and does she have a lot of money? He's trying to get sponsored. He says, yes, they're Japanese. I'm assuming. I don't know about the lot of money part, but maybe. Let's set him up on a blind date and we'll see how that happens. Nick says he wants a sugar mama. That's pretty straightforward. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this live. I'm sorry if you're stuck in the bathroom at work watching the live. I'm sorry if you are not locked in at work and you're locked in here, but maybe I'm not sorry. JDM's the way, K is the way. Name a car for an edit. Name a car for an edit. Name one. A mirror walkthrough, Nick says. Shout out to everybody that's been here. Really appreciate you guys. I'll probably end up posting this, but it's going to be one of the longest lives that I've been on. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. MendyImports on Instagram. You can call me 203-940-1259. You can reach out over email, MendyImports.com. MendyImports@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the website. There will be more stuff coming. Tell me what you want to see on the website. Obviously, if it's super big, I can't make it happen. But if you can tell me something, then I will most likely try and bring it. You're all doing the life a little more often. Have you guys seen a lot of Toyota Danas? Those are sick. Haven't seen any Danas, to be honest. We were supposed to see one today, but we didn't get a chance. I saw a video where Tiki Bunny showed a BBX yellow. How much does something like that go for? There was one today that you guys. It's called a BB, but it's called open back. Beautiful car. It was a 2001, right? So or 2002. One car that Mendy Imports will have. It was a grade 4. It's really cool. Stay tuned for that video. You'll be able to see that. But if you don't know it, it's basically a Sign XP open back is what it is. But look it up. It's really, really cool. Definitely worth getting. I will get one in the future. Nick, send me a PM, LOL. I can make it happen. He's got a sugar mama for you. So, Patakino, send him a PM. I'm confused. Import a JDM Wafiu for Nick. Let my boy enjoy. Well, I don't know what a JDM wifey. Maybe we'll import him one. Chad Wick said, yeah, I guess so. A mail order bride, I think, is what they mean. When things calm down for Nick, will he be able to take some of those slightly used vehicles from Cardeal Page backlot and fix them up? I don't know. I guess we'll find out tomorrow because tomorrow we're gonna go see the Yokohama lot. Oh my gosh, stay tuned for that. It's midnight. We have to be up early. But yeah, I guess if you want to catch my next live, we're gonna go live on Instagram for a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Good seeing you guys. Thank you, appreciate it. Peace out. Road to 2K, road to 100K for Nick. Catch you guys on the next one.